Welcome to the new module on the chapter Plant Growth and Development. In this module, we are going to learn about the inhibitors, plant growth inhibitors. So first, let us learn about the first type of inhibitor, that is ethylene. Cousins confirm the release of a volatile substance from ripened orange. Okay, from the ripened orange, a volatile substance was discovered to be released, and this volatile compound, it hastened the ripening of the stored bananas. Later the substance was identified as ethylene. We would have experienced this particular situation in our home when we have a bunch of raw banana at our home. If one starts to ripe immediately, within a few hours or within the next day, the whole bunch of banana starts to show a coloration of ripening. So this is due to the release of this volatile compound, namely ethylene. So ethylene is a simple gaseous plant growth regulator. It is synthesized in large amounts by tissues undergoing senescence and ripening. So what are the functions? It influences horizontal growth of the seedling. Horizontal growth of the seedling is helped by the ethylene. It helps in swelling of axis and apical hook formation in dicot seedlings. This is a hook. Okay, when the dicot seed germinates, it forms a hook. Growth of this hook is brought about by ethylene. It promotes senescence, that is natural aging of the plant, parts and abscission of plant organs, especially the leaves and flowers. Abscission, as I told you, it is the detachment of these parts from the plant, natural detachment. It promotes fruit ripening. It enhances respiration rate during fruit ripening because more amount of energy is needed when the fruit is ripening. So it enhances the respiration rate, and this is called as a respiratory climactic. Thus, by breaking the dormancy, it initiates germination in peanut seeds, sprouting of the potato tubers. All this is done with the help of ethylene. So it also promotes rapid internode or petiole elongation. Petiole, we know it is the stalk of the leaf. So internodal elongation and petiole elongation in deep water rice plants. Those rice plants which grows in certain regions in waterlogged areas. So it helps the leaves and upper parts of the shoot to remain above the water. So this is done with the help of ethylene. It promotes root growth and root hair formation so that it increases surface area of absorption. It is used to initiate flowering and for synchronizing fruit set in pineapples. It also induces flowering in mangoes, and it is widely used in agriculture. It is exploited in agriculture for ripening and also for flowering processes. All this, it is utilized in agriculture. The most widely used source of ethylene in agriculture is Ethifon. Ethifon is an aqueous solution, is readily absorbed and transported within the plant and releases ethylene very slowly. The ethifon hastens the fruit ripening in tomatoes and apples and accelerates the abscission in flowers and fruits, so that it brings about thinning of cotton, thinning upon the walls of the cherry and walnut. It promotes female flowers formation in cucumbers, thereby increasing the yield. We know only the female flowers will develop into a fruit, so that when the female flowers formation is accelerated, it also increases the yield of cucumbers. So that's about the inhibitor ethylene. Now let's learn about ABA or abscisic acid. During mid-1960s, it was reported three kinds of inhibitors. Inhibitor B, abscessin 2 and dormin. They are chemically identical and now they are known as these three are called as abscisic acid or ABA. AB is a derivative of carotenoids and it regulates abscission. The name abscisic acid, it regulates abscission and dormancy. Functions of AB. It acts as an inhibitor of plant growth and metabolism. It inhibits seed germination. So all the growth is inhibited by the effect of AB. It stimulates the closure of stomata in the epidermis under stresses, abiotic stresses. It increases the tolerance of plants to various kinds of stresses, thus it is called as a stress hormone. It has an important role in seed development, maturation and dormancy. Seed dormancy by ABA helps to withstand desiccation, that is loss of moisture content from the seed and other factors unfavorable for growth. So seed dormancy by ABA helps to withstand desiccation, that is it helps to the seeds to overcome the loss of moisture content from the seeds and other factors which is undesirable or unfavorable for growth. Now last, let us learn about the interactions of the PGA. These plant growth regulators, they can act either individually or they can act in a synergetic role. That is, they can interact with each other. So that when they interact together, they give a quantified effect. So such role can be either complementary, in which they interact and bring about a quantified effect, or they can act antagonistically. That means they can act against each other. So PGRs interact to affect dormancy in seeds. That is, when they are acting in a complementary way, they bring about dormancy in seeds, buds, abscission, flowering, senescence, vernalization. We know vernalization is a flowering of a plant due to quantitative and qualitative effects of low temperature. So some plants are brings about flowering only by the influence of qualitatively and quantitatively by low temperature. It also brings about apical dominance, seed germination, and plant movement. And in some cases, the ABA, that is abscisic acid, acts as an antagonistic to the GAs, that is gibberellic acid. So they are acting against each other when they are acting, or either, just now I told you, they can either act individually or they can act in a complementary way, and these roles can be complementary or antagonistic. So this antagonistic role is seen in the case of abscisic acid and gibberellic acid. So dear children, thus we have come to an end of this chapter, in which we have learned about what is plant growth and development. We learned about 3 types of growth promoters and 2 types of growth inhibitors. Thank you.